like super long title, but I didn't just want to say like tattoo artist because that would have been too like not like deep enough. So in South Korea, tattooing people is actually illegal. So who here like has a tattoo or knows anyone that has a tattoo? Like pretty much everyone. But in Korea, this actually is not the case. It all started about in the 14th century. Fishermen would actually get tattoos as good omens or like symbols of a good trip or to ward off evil spirits. But that all kind of took a dark turn as time went on. So I'm going to be talking about the history of tattoos and how they're viewed in Korea, who are the people giving these tattoos and why they give tattoos even if they have all these repercussions. And I'm going to start off by giving a little bit of history. So I started off by already explaining about the good omens for the 14th century, but as time went on into the 19th century, a lot of criminals would commit crimes, but then they'd have to get a tattoo saying what the crime was that they did on their arm. And I found all of this on Culture Trip 2018. And then also slave owners would mark their name. That's a picture of a Holocaust number, but I couldn't find a lot of information on this. But slave owners would mark their name on their slaves, just in case like someone escaped, they would be like, oh, you're his. And a lot of men in the military, like young men going in that wanted to avoid the draft, would get tattoos because if you had too many, they wouldn't accept you. So they would do draft dodging by getting a lot of tattoos, which in turn just turned everything to a negative standpoint. And Confucian also said that if you were modifying your body, it was disgraceful to your parents because that's the body that they gave to you. This is why a lot of people in that time also didn't get haircuts because it was a body modification. So Vice.com studied 8 women who gave tattoos in South Korea, and they wanted to specifically study women because men do it as well, but women have a harder repercussion from it, just as men have tattoos out there and women have tattoos, but women are meant to see as like clean and like modest, and the men are less so in a sense, so it's definitely more of like a hit to the women's egos. And a lot of the girls in the article had been isolated by their family, isolated by their community, churches, everything was kind of blocked off. There was only 2 out of the 8 girls whose parents were like okay with it and like still talk to them even. A lot of them, Korean spas are like a big deal, like the day spas where you just kind of like walk around, everything's out, everything's loose, chillin', but a lot of them couldn't go because of all their tattoos. They would only be able to go to like touristy ones, like Americanized or Europeanized, whatever you want to call it, just because of the amount of tattoos that they had and they were seen as dirty. And then why do they still give tattoos knowing the risks involved? So Sang Blue in 2015 conducted an interview with this dude right here. His name is Apro Lee, it's A-P-R-O, I don't know if that's Afro, Apro, whatever, but he actually started tattooing 10 years before they conducted the interview, which was 2005. And back then, he didn't have like any like YouTube instructions or like people that were doing it because you can give tattoos in South Korea, but you have to have a medical license. So most people don't want to finish all this schooling and then go and just be like, oh, I want to like do tattoo for like 20 or 30 people. Like you want to like go and finish school and like make bank. So it's not very popular to do that route. So a lot of them are illegal in that way, that they don't get all of the like body modification certification done. So he started off in 2005, and he would like just try it on his friends, and he wouldn't buy needles because they were $10, so he would make his own needles and make like the own ink. So it wasn't super sanitary, but as a child he loved like creative design, and he always knew that he wanted to do something with art. And he just thought that being able to free people and let them like modify their bodies how they want to have something close to them like on their skin was really important. So he continues to do this even though people tip him off all the time. He gets shut down by the cops, he'll just restart in a new spot. So he'll get tickets upon tickets and he'll just keep doing it just because he wants to help people like express themselves. So to recap, basically tattoos started off as illegal. They're still not seen in a good light. And people still continue to do them though because they want to help out other people expressing themselves in every way possible. And if you want to learn anything else about this, you can look up Vice. They have a lot of interesting stuff on this. Thank you.
Thank you, good job.